Come with me to try out 4 different horses today. There were so many different horses on the market, it was hard to choose one. This is the first horse that I tried out. It was a lovely Perlino mare. She was very sweet, but she was a little bit on the lazier side. I did really like riding her. Her name was Cream Pie, which I thought was so cute, especially considering her colour. So I did have to eventually get a crop, as she was quite lazy, but overall a really good horse. So yeah. I did really enjoy riding her. It did take quite a lot of kicking and a few taps with the whip just to remind her to keep going. But overall, she was a really nice ride. She was very floaty. But yeah, she was really nice to ride. I then picked her up for a canter, and honestly, her canter is so smooth. It did take me a while to get her to canter, but it's so smooth. Also, you see how she's walked past that horse right there? Not walked, cantered. She is so good with other horses, and she is so smooth. The only problem about her so far is that she is a bit lazy. So yeah, there is quite a lot of horses in the arena at the moment, but she's doing so well, bless her. Her owner then got some jumps out and I helped her get them out. And we just went straight into canter as we didn't really have much time left, especially if I was trying 3 other horses. So yeah, she wasn't really much of a jumper, but she tried her best. She was definitely still a little bit green when it came to jumping. She is only young, she's like 10, and her owner was more of a dressage kind of girl, so she never really got introduced with jumping. Um, but yeah, she was a bit hard to turn because she wasn't very good at tight turns, which was fine. So if I did buy her, she would be quite a lot of work to turn into the event I want. And this isn't even including cross country. Then I tried her over this jump and she was really good. We do actually have a fall that is coming up. So after this, sorry, after this, we jump and she just jumps a bit too late and I fall off. And then this other horse, so she's having a bit of a tantrum about it. Then this other horse comes and kicks me, so it hurts so bad. So I was walking a bit funny. She then started freaking out and actually bucked the other horse that was walking behind her. So I decided to end it there. This is Inky. He is a giant beast of a horse. I mean, look at him. I'm so tiny. But there is quite a few reasons why I didn't buy him, which is a little hint for who I'd bought at the end of the video. So the first reason is I'm so small than him, and his owner said he wasn't really much of a show jumper or a cross country kind of horse. He's also super lazy. Like when we were trotting around, he kept going into walk. And so I was like, oh, come on, Inky, let's go, let's move. But he is so hard to work with, especially since I did have an injury from that fall on Cream Pie. So he was such a hard horse to move and get going and keep going. Once you got him going, he would do like 2 or 3 strides and then just go straight back into walk again. Here is one of his walking moments. And you can see he just really doesn't want to move. Which is the main reason why I didn't buy him. Because he's just so hard to turn, maneuver, and I'm not very good with big horses because I am really small. But he just would not move. I managed to get him into canter for like 2 strides, and then he went back into trot. He is so hard to get to canter. Honestly, my legs were on fire by this point. I decided to end it there since my legs were hurting so bad, and I just knew that I wasn't going to really be interested in buying him, so there was no point in really riding him. But I ended it on a pretty good note. This next horse is called Goldilocks, and she is so sweet. Just look at her. She is very green and eager. I kind of knew I wasn't really going to buy her from the beginning, as I wasn't really looking for a project. I was just looking for a horse to lease. And yeah, she is so cute. If I did lease her, I would probably be growing out her mane depending on what the owner said. But she was very eager. She kept breaking out into trot. But as you can see, there is loads of other horses in this arena, and she was so good around them. Honestly, I'm so proud of her. And even though she's not my horse, we did have a little trot, and her trot is so bouncy. It's definitely not smooth like cream pies. And then we went straight into canter as her owner had already warmed her up, which was a bit of a red flag. But it's fine. I'm not really too bothered. But as you can see, there were so many horses in this arena, and she does not care about them. So her owner definitely did a good job in training her with that. And then she didn't know how to do a flying change, so I did have to bring her back to trot to do that. But it was honestly perfectly fine. I know a lot of horses who don't know how to do a flying change. I don't think even Sky knows how to do a flying change, so it's fine. I then went into walk, and then back into trot, and then had another canter, and her canter is quite bouncy. Her owner also set up some jumps, but she kept refusing. Like, this horse does not know how to jump. She was also backing away from the jump as if she was scared of it. So I fear that she might have had some traumatic experience with jumps in the past. She is only like 3 to 4 years old. She shouldn't really be jumping anyway, but her owner insisted that I jumped her. She did then rear, and I nearly fell off, but luckily stayed on. But yeah, she kept refusing the jumps and backing away from them. She was so scared. You can kind of see in her face that she was scared. So I just jumped off and ended the ride there. This next horse is so adorable. Her name was like Red Roan or something. They couldn't really think of a name, so they just called her Red Roan. Or like Fred Rum. So I knew if I did buy her, I would be changing that name. But her owner set out some pole work, and this horse is definitely a Western horse. She doesn't really do too well in English, and she doesn't really have a lot of experience. But with some training, she would be a very good English horse. She really had to think about her feet, as she doesn't really do pole work that often. And she probably wasn't the most comfortable in this tack, as the owners just found whatever was lying around and just slapped it on her. She was really good when she walked past that horse. She did not care at all. You can definitely see in her walk, she definitely has more of a Western kind of walk. We had been walking for a while, so I picked her up for trot, and her trot is so nice and bouncy. I tried some shitting trot, and then I went back to normal trot. She is such a nice horse to ride. Like, she's not too lazy, but then she's not too eager. She's just the perfect temperament for what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a lease that I can have for a little while, maybe do a few competitions, and just kind of a fun horse to kind of ride and just play around with to hopefully get me more experienced. As Ash, my main shower at the moment, it needs quite an experienced rider, and I don't think I'm quite there yet. So I wanted a horse that can just get me up in experience and in the levels so that I can ride Ash more often. And look at her with these poles. She is so good. She did struggle a little bit with her pole work, but She was so trusting and brave. I then had a little canter, and her canter is so smooth. It kind of reminded me of cream pies. And then when we came over these jumps, she did actually, well, these raised poles, she did actually jump them, which I thought was really funny. But obviously I did try and stop her, but she didn't really know what to do. So she just kind of kept jumping them, but it was fine, honestly. These poles were strided out for trot, so she canted them so well. She did keep jumping these, but I was more expected, like I did expect it more. So it wasn't too much of a issue. Look at her go. She is just so good, honestly. By the end of the ride, I did want to actually test some of her Western skills. So I put her into a sliding stop, and she was so good. Honestly, right now, time to reveal who I bought. So I did buy red rum, and I changed her name to Pumpkin. I couldn't decide between Pumpkin or Kennedy, but Pumpkin's the winner. So I hope you guys like my new horse. Bye!